welcome to the World Staffing Award interview sessions with our top 100 staffing leaders to watch in 2023. My guest today is Arthur, Director of Business Business Strategy at nTech Workforce. Thank you so much, Arthur, for your time today. I'm super excited to hear your thoughts on the industry.
Yes, and thank you for the opportunity. I'm fortunate to love my work kind of at the intersection of economic development and staffing, and am also privileged to be responsible for nTech's growth through community building, marketing, business solutions, strategy, and transformation. So thank you.
Perfect. Yeah, absolutely. Before we dive into some questions, maybe you can tell us a little bit more about your role and nTech as a company.
Yeah, absolutely. So my background, coming from a situation where I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I've shared my story in the past, and more or less found an interest in working with people and leveraging knowledge of society through sociology, anthropology. I knew I wanted to affect change at a systematic level. Didn't know how I wanted to do it. Started studying computer science in college, ultimately shifted over to sociology and anthropology. I was given an opportunity to enter the recruiting industry after a roughly 6-month consulting opportunity, working for a nonprofit in Washington, D.C. Mm-hmm. And upon entering the staffing industry, I felt kind of a sense of belonging in that I was able to learn something new every day. I've been with nTech since I joined the staffing industry, so it's going on about 10 years.
Very cool.
And nTech is an awesome organization. I'm given a lot of autonomy, as is everybody at nTech, and because of that, we're able to continually come up with creative solutions to problems for our clients. And as a minority-owned and a small business, that's important to our founders to be nimble and to be able to offer new and unique solutions.
Sounds really interesting. And, being in the industry for 10 years now and watching the markets, you probably have specific goals for this year. So we ask all the top 100 staffing leaders what their goals are for 2023 and also what is on top of their mind. So what are the goals for you this year?
Yeah, so like I mentioned earlier, I'm fortunate that my personal mission to improve access to great jobs and financial security aligns with nTech's vision of a future when access to work is equitable, personal success is enabled, and business outcomes are meaningful. When nTech's co-founder and former CEO, Sridhar Kannadi, passed away, I made a promise to the rest of our leadership team to take nTech to the next level and solidify nTech as part of his legacy. Sridhar was a servant leader, an immigrant, and he left a lasting impression on our team that's inspired all of us to rally behind that objective. So improving pathways into meaningful, good-paying jobs requires that solutions are both economically sustainable and also that we are more selective about the customers we engage, specifically those that prioritize long-term ROI and value creation in their communities. So one specific goal this year is to engage select customers with nTech's new Level Up program, which is just one solution, kind of like apprenticeships for the contingent workforce. So we're looking to improve frontline worker productivity, professionalism, and tenure, while also building a reliable and adaptable talent pipeline for those niche, hard-to-fill jobs. So
very interesting.
That's my primary goal for this year, and I'm looking forward to engaging with like-minded folks.
Awesome, fantastic. And you brought it up a little bit about new solutions for clients, and that brings me to a question about client experience. So we had a lot of talk about the changes in client expectations at the World Staffing Summit early this year. And what do you think are the biggest shifts that clients expect from staffing, recruiting company or services company going forward? Is there anything specific that you have, that you offer to your clients potentially, or that you hear from clients that they expect from you as a company?
Yeah, I think client expectations are going to grow. I think we all know and agree that, buyers are looking to rationalize their supplier lists,
Mhm.
and as such, they're going to expect more from their top performing staffing partners. So
Mhm.
staffing agencies without the systems, the expertise, or the other competencies to scale are going to face disruption by those growing client expectations, statutes, and other regulations that are changing in the landscape.
Mhm. Yeah. Awesome. And then, I'm seeing a lot of change in the industry, and maybe you have, something that, you think is an opportunity in the industry that others don't agree on. Anything that you see that could be something that in the industry someone is missing out on, or you think is an opportunity overall for the industry?
Yeah, again, I think a trend that we all recognize is the gig economy is growing, right? The freelance economy is growing.
Hmm.
And despite traditional staffing practices and some of the pushback that a lot of buyers have because of an absence of standards and comfort, frankly, for engaging freelancers,
Hmm.
I do think that's going to change over the next 5 to 10 years. And consequently, um, I think that staffing agencies are going to have to adapt.
Hmm.
More specifically, platforms for knowledge workers lack a clear talent pipeline, and I
Hmm.
think staffing agencies are a natural fit.
That, yeah. Hmm.
They'll have to prioritize things like training and development to
Hmm.
remain competitive. And similarly, on the MSP side, gone are the days when swivel chair MSPs reign supreme, right? So I think
Hmm.
existing MSPs, while they'll of course be able to leverage their position as they always
Hmm.
have, um, those who don't offer more creative or competitive pricing structures or offer more strategic values, such as through workforce planning, labor relations, fostering or building talent pipelines, establishing standards for upskilling and reskilling
Hmm.
across their contingent staffing supply chain, I
Yeah.
think they're going to face serious disruption. I
Hmm.
also expect to see very strong partnerships forming between talent platforms or talent marketplaces, VMSs, and staffing companies,
Hmm.
whereas the staffing companies are providing training and the platforms are offering an outlet for some of the more trained workers to go out on their own.
Oh, no. Awesome. Really, really great insights. Thank you so much for that, Arthur. And thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate your time. And I'm hoping to see you again on the list of the staffing leaders next year and also at the World Staffing Summit. And yeah, hopefully we'll be able to catch in and catch up again on after the summit in 2024. So thank you so much again. And I'll hope to see you soon.
Yes, likewise, Jan. Thank you again for the opportunity.
See you soon. Bye-bye.